welcome to Drinks with Coach, and I am your coach, or your host, or, hey, you know what? It don't matter. I'm Thomas L. Harris, a.k.a. Coach, and today we got a very special guest. I'm talking about somebody that then blew the doors off the industry with what she do. But before I introduce her, I'm going to thank our sponsors, Ty Mopkins and Motu VJ, for the, you already know how I feel about this, man. I ain't got to explain. You know what I'm saying? We got the Roseline wine. We love it, but you know what it is. But hey, look, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest, author LB, a.k.a. Lisa Brown, a.k.a. you know what it is. How you doing, Lisa?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, anytime. So on here, I always like to give flowers first. And I just want to give you your flowers. You came in the game and you blew the doors off, like I said. You've been running ever since. You know what I'm saying? Doing your thing. I see you. I'm proud. I'm happy to just be able to have you in the seat right here and even talk to you because I think that, you know, everything you've done thus far, man, you push forward. And I love it. I love it. I'm a big supporter. You know that. So
yes,
we're going to cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Thank you so much.
Yes. So, who is Lisa Brown?
I have so many layers. Lisa Brown is a mother, a survivor. Of course, my story comes from a domestic violence situation. Let me go back. I was shot. I was married. Didn't want to be married anymore. It was a very fast situation. I was grieving the loss of my mother. I made some bad decisions and met a man, got married very fast, and overnight things changed. I've always been the kind of person that stood up for myself. And once I saw like little disrespectful things he was doing, I said, okay, I'm done, I'm out, and he didn't want me to leave. So he actually had me shot. I was shot 3 times going into my house, and I had to go through like this recovery process. And I think I initially wrote my book, He Played Me, to help other women, to show them they're not alone. I think a lot of times as women, we hide things we go through because we're ashamed, and I just wanted to be vocal. And the book did very well. A lot of women was receptive to it, and I turned it into a movie, and here we are. Which
is we gonna get. I can't wait to get in that. So no, that I knew. You know, I had saw the movie and I remember seeing, you know, like, wow, like somebody went through this, and I remember they was like, it was your story, and I was like, what? Like, that is amazing for someone to overcome and rise above and be able to do that. Did you always know you had a gift for writing? Like, did you always like know that?
I'm going to say no. I've always loved to read since as long as I can remember, 3 or 4. Like, I used to have shoe boxes stacked up so high with books, The Babysitter's Club and Nancy Drew. Like, those are like my.
We ain't gonna tell our age now.
Right, okay.
That was in my library in elementary school. We ain't gonna tell our age. But yeah, no.
But I've always loved to read. So when I picked up a pen and started writing, it just flowed. It was just so natural, and it gave me a sense of peace. And from there, it just, I don't know, like I just discovered my passion for it.
Yeah. What you think your biggest inspiration is?
I think if I had to say one thing, it would be I want people to see through me. 1, you can do anything. B, never give up. Like I was in like a really dark place for a minute. From getting shot, I was fighting 2 federal cases, 15 felonies. Then my dad is my everything. I was been a daddy little girl, and I lost him in the midst of all of this. And it was like, dang, I couldn't really, it was nothing else I could go through at that point. And I just felt like, okay, wait, what am I going to do? And I didn't have anything. Like, I literally, in 2017, was scraping up change from the bottom of my purse to eat.
Wow.
And my kids, like, they was working at our social club, but we closed it down for safety reasons. We didn't know what was going on. And when I say we just went into hustle mode, and never did I think I would be here.
Yeah.
And I just, if anything, I want my story to encourage women to just keep going. have faith. Keep your morals, keep your principles. You don't have to do all this wild stuff. All you have to do is just have faith and just keep going, and it'll all work out.
Wow, yeah, no, that's amazing. That really is. Which I definitely wanted to ask to go through, because you touched on it, to go through some of the things that you went through, especially being shot 3 times, and to get up and make it to the point you at. How does and I can't imagine it. You know what I'm saying? I've never been shot, but what is that? What's the thought process to get up and just start writing a book, and then a book turns into another book, and then a book turns into a film? Like, you're a success story, and that's the honest truth. You are a success story for anybody out there that's looking at you. Tell me, like, what is it?
Oh, well, sometimes I'm shocked still myself. I'm like, wait a minute, but I think it always was a release for me. Yes, I still go through my moments. I still, have my post-traumatic stress moments. But for the most part, everything just to keep going it's a release. Yeah. It's like, I have to.
Yeah.
I feel like if I don't, the people who tried to pull me down win.
Damn.
So that's my biggest, besides my kids, a lot of things I do is for my legacy.
Yes.
A lot of things I do is I want to make my parents proud.
Yes.
But a lot of things is you didn't stop anything. A lot of people, I had to overcome a lot of things.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing to just keep me going is that's my biggest trump card.
Yes.
You didn't stop anything.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Dang. Now, Author LB, I take it. If I'm a gambling man, and I am a gambling man. It comes from writing books.
It does.
What's the book writing world like? Cause is it the same as the film world, or is it different? Like, what's the book writing world like?
I want to say it's not the same because it's not as, for lack of better words, the film industry to me is very cliquish.
Okay.
And in the book industry, I just feel like it's more, everyone know, to me, I never really saw the other side, if it is another side, but it's more like everyone is just here to do what they have to do, make they money, and go home. You are not depending on a team. It's you and your publisher. That's it. In the movie world, it's more you meet all these people. Yes. So that's the difference, I think, is you can move more solo as an author opposed to a team in the film world.
Your first book was He Played Me, right? That's the first one you wrote, right?
Yes.
How did that do?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was on Amazon's best-selling list for maybe almost a year. It did good, and that's when I was like, oh, okay. Well, originally I was gonna turn it into like a little small something for my YouTube page because I was trying to grow my YouTube page. Okay. And Alfonso, I know his girlfriend, and he was like, "This is kind of good to go on a YouTube page." And I started thinking, and I said, "Okay, well, let me try a movie."
So, He Played Me, the actual book, right? Because I really want to understand what followed up with that, because it did really well, right? Because I know you didn't just you did other books too.
I did.
Because when did He Played Me release the book? It was in
2017.
Okay, and then you followed up with
He Played Me too.
Okay.
And then I did Let It Go, Sis, It's Time to Move On. That was more of a healing book. These Niggas for Everybody. The movie I did to that was These Men for Everybody, so it was kind of changed.
Definitely in film, she had to change the title. We got it though.
So yes. But then I did What Goes Around Comes Around was my last book.
Oh, okay. So interesting. I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me. You helped out on Renika's movie, Ultimate Betrayal, or did you just
Ultimate?
Not Ultimate. I'm sorry, I lied. Renika's movie. I apologize, Renika.
We apologize, Renika.
Yes, please. I can't think of your name. Renika, don't kill me. Deceitful Passions. I'm sorry, Renika. Please, you know I love you. You know that. Deceitful Passions. You kind of got your first experience on that set, like just seeing how film works.
No.
No,
I did
which
not
one?
know any of them. Oh my God, why did it slip my head?
My source of information, you're fired. Because you told me that, and now you're fired. You know who you are.
Naimbe.
Naomi.
Dear future husband.
Yes. Rocky and Janae.
Yes.
Yep.
That was the first that Kamal actually brought me on to kind of show me how things work. So I went on there for like 3 or 4 hours and just got the backdrop of things.
Yeah. Kamal, you're fired. It was you that told me that. So you must have been talking about Dear Future Husband. You're fired.
Yep, it was Dear Future Husband.
Don't talk.
Yep.
No, but so you got your first. What was that like? Like seeing like, oh, I could do. Did you tell yourself I could do this? Oh, my book could come this.
It just seemed like a lot.
Yeah.
I guess because it was like, do this, and everyone's barking out orders, and then it's like, okay, everyone's doing stuff. Okay, now be quiet, action. And you sit there for 10 minutes and don't say anything. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But once I actually started doing it, it was a whole different monster.
Yeah. No, I think that, if you've never been on a, because a set can really open your eyes and be like, oh my God, it's 50 million people.
Yep.
Like, it can feel like overwhelming.
Yes.
But, after so many times doing it, you start to understand. It's like when you learn something, a system, it's like, okay, it's not really that overwhelming.
Yep.
But it really is.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because if one part goes berserko, the other part is all over the place.
Yes.
So it's like, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I first stepped on, can't remember what set it was. I can't remember it, but I remember like, whoa, like, this is a lot of people. Like, all these people have jobs. They got to do something.
Exactly.
And I get it. So you do that, and then you go back and tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna make a film. What was the process like? What was it?
I said, I'm going to make a film. Lord, I'm going to invest every dime that I've saved up. And I was so terrified. I didn't know how I was going to do. But I said, well, the book did good. I'm going to step out on faith again and did the movie.
There it is. Wow. So now Kamal directed the first one, correct?
He did.
He did direct the first one. Shout out to Kamal. That's my boy. I talk a lot of stuff, but that's my boy.
Yeah, Kamal was wonderful.
Yeah. How was it working with him and through that first process? Did it make it easier for you?
Much easier.
Yeah.
Because Kamal was real big on teaching me as I went.
That's dope.
He was real big on explaining things to me as I went. We just bump heads because we both have this creative
yes.
I think he understood like this was my true story.
Yeah.
And some things he kind of wanted to pull out or take away, and we kind of bump heads a little bit just with those little things.
Yeah.
Because we're both visionaries.
Yes.
But it was good working with him on set. I had an emotional moment when the part came to Shelby, who played me, getting shot.
Yes.
And it actually triggered my flashback to the night I got shot.
Yes.
And I just had a complete meltdown, and he walked me through it. I love Kamal. Like, he's one of my good friends.
Yeah. No, Kamal's a great guy. Always has been. Shout out to him again.
Yeah.
So, did you expect He Played Me to take off like it did?
I did not.
No? You didn't?
I didn't. I literally, I said, Lord, just let me make my money back. That was my only thing.
Yeah.
And I think my budget was like $26,000. And the distribution came to me and they said, oh, somebody wanted for $100,000. I said, take it. Like, what? Take it. And they're like, no, it's going to do good. Don't. And I was so mad.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, this is my money back. I could probably do another movie and have a little left.
Yeah.
And they started calling me, giving me my numbers.
And it was just wild. Like, what?
It was just normal. And then it went viral. And it kept going up and up. And I thought they was lying to me. I just didn't believe it. I did not think it was going to do that.
Until you looked at that bank account, you knew they wasn't lying.
I said, okay, thank you.
Oh. So you follow up. So He Played Me takes off. It does very well. You follow up with the Dirty D series. No.
I did These Men for Everybody.
Oh, and then the Dirty D follow up.
Yes.
That's right. I forgot.
Yep.
What made you want to do a series? Like, what happened? Like, what was that? Because your movie's doing good. Like, why go to do series? Like, why?
Two things. I'm a big fan of McGraw. That's why I always pay homage
Right,
to them.
yeah. That's what.
And it would be, they're different. But it was like, okay, I love the continuation. And when he played me, I had to chop a lot of stuff out because the movie can only be so long.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was just, I woke up one day. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm missing the part. So my husband wanted to play a role in Needs Me and For Everybody.
Okay.
I told him no. I never heard him say anything about acting, no. And then he started walking around the house, acting out the role, and he was good. And I said, oh, okay. So when I did the series, or when I decided to do the series, it was something I was just playing around with. And I said, I'm going to stick you in the role, the lead, brick, whatever. We'll see how it go. It took off.
At that time, and shout out to the husband. That's my dog, my boy. For real, man. He always been just a cool, down to earth guy. Every time we see each other, it's all love. He knows I'm a big supporter. So shout out to him, man. Shout out, dog. So at that point, did you know, like, damn, I made it. Like, I'm here. I've arrived. Like, when the Dirty D took off and you got all the love back for it, was it, I made it, like, I did it, I'm the success story? Or is it like, no, I still gotta?
Because I still don't feel like I've made it.
Yeah.
I feel like God has blessed me to where I'm at now, but I don't feel like I've made it where I still feel constant pressure of one wrong move.
Yeah. And it's rap. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. No, I think sometimes we have to keep that with us because you can never get complacent. Because if you get complacent, then that's when the wrong moves start to happen, the wrong things to happen. But if you constantly stay hungry and still never feel like you at the top, you'll always be motivated. You always get up. You'll always be chasing to get better.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I do. So there's something that you did that I think a lot of people kind of don't do. I'm one of them that did. Every chance I get, I try to do it. You took your earnings and you produced your son, both your sons, correct?
Both my sons.
And your husband's films. You produced them or you funded them, correct?
I did.
To me, I think that is one of the dopest things somebody could do. Because every chance I get, I try to expose my children to opportunities as well. My son was in, like I was telling you, was in 5-0. My other son's getting ready to do premiere with a series. Why do that?
One, so they can stay out my pocket. So but I want them to have just as much as me or more. That's how my dad was. They were in the trenches with me. And I told them, y'all got in those trenches with me. When I had nothing, y'all was there.
Yeah.
When I have everything, y'all will be right there having everything too. I made that promise to them, and that's just something that I want to stand by.
Man, cheers to that. I love that, man. I love hearing it. I just think it's you're opening a door that they can keep open for the rest of it. Even if you say tomorrow, I don't want to do this no more. I'm good.
Exactly.
I'm straight. They still have a source of income, a career, anything that they want, they can keep, and you open that door for them. That man, that's kudos to you.
Well,
just being
you.
a parent, that's dope. Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people are like, we're gonna take this money and we're gonna blow it. We're gonna buy everything.
Exactly.
He was like, no, you gonna make a film, you gonna make a film, and you gonna make a film.
And I told him, listen, now after that, it's on you.
It's on you, yeah.
Now if y'all take our money, go buy Rolexes, okay, because I couldn't do any of that until a year into this.
Yeah.
They saw me keep putting every dime back into movies.
Yep.
And that's we'll see when they.
Hey, you didn't open the door now. Don't let me keep it open.
Exactly.
So you heard that splurge, but Mom said you better go and keep that door open now. No, that's dope though. Shout out to them too, man. They, like I said, everybody I met, they always down to earth, genuine. Your family always respect them. They always support, and it's the same love back to you guys.
Thank you.
So how do you feel about the film community and the growth of it? Because you were around, definitely we're gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the film community? I mean, you still were around. I mean, you're from Detroit, so you still knew when there was no film community here. To where now it is a film community, because it's not just us, it's not just you, it's not just BZ, it's not just Janae and Rocky. I mean, I get surprised when somebody be like, yeah, I was in such and such film. I'm be like, who? It's like I didn't even know, and it'd be good. Like I love it because it's opportunities for us.
I agree.
I love to see people having opportunities and employing other people. I love it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about it. How do you feel about the community and how does it grow? How do we go from here?
I mean, it's growing like crazy. Just from the time I started to you almost can't book actors, DPs, sound
because He Flammy was what, 2019? Was it right before the pandemic or after?
After. Well, we shot it right towards the end, but it came out in 2020.
20, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just 3 years, look, it's grown.
Yes, everyone's doing
3
films.
years. Yeah.
The only thing is we are gaining traction so fast in the Detroit film community, and it's the quality for me. I think if we can maintain good quality films and not just throw stuff together and throw it out here to say we did a film, I was looking at that Tubi list that came out, and all of us were on there. Tubi celebrating Black independent filmmakers. Over half of those movies was from Detroit. Wow, that's big.
That's dope. Talking about, and you're talking about 5 years ago. Hell, it was only a few people making movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's growing. I don't know. I think some people are doing it for the money, of course, but I think some people are doing it for the craft.
For the love.
I don't think it's as united as it's put out here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
Certainly think there's a lot of jealousy in the film community because if you see one filmmaker doing something and you haven't accomplished it yet, it causes problems.
Do you think, and I want to ask you this because I think, me and you are kind of same era, you know what I'm saying? Same era of, the 90s and 2000s there. So we were around for a lot of the things that was going on. Do you feel Detroit, is it just the Detroit has a crab in the barrel syndrome, or is it just the film community, or is it just,
I think
what
it's
is it?
Detroit.
Yeah.
And I mean, because that's why everyone leaves. I think it's Detroit as a whole, and I don't know why, because it's so much talent here.
Yes.
That's either not shown, or when it's shown, it is tarnished in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Literally, that's why everyone come up and leave. It's almost like we do hate to see each other doing good. Why? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I do think that it's changing. I do believe that. I do believe it's changing because I was around in the very, very beginning. So I remember the very beginning. In the very beginning, it was rough. It was rough in the beginning. But I do believe that it's changing, and I think that a lot of times a conversation could bring about a lot of problems that occur. But I think a conversation can also put a lot of stuff on the table that probably never even happened and be able to start the healing process and move forward. That's what I believe. I believe that. Because I believe, like you said, I'm agreeing with you. I think, there is a lot of, separation. But the more we become united, the stronger we are and the more everybody wins.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So, I agree with you, and I do agree that, at some point, it's just that conversation. We just it's a simple conversation changes a lot of things, and I've learned that over the years of being in this industry, because I've run into problems as well, and a simple phone call has changed a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? A lot. So how big is it for you? Because I know we were talking before we started filming about, ladies coming into the industry and being a lot more controlling of their own product and telling their stories. How big is it for you to be able to tell your stories, not only through books, but films? Be able to tell people. Because I know you touched on it before we got on.
It's big.
Yeah.
Because my inbox is always flooded with because of you.
Yeah.
You inspired me.
Yeah.
I was gonna give up. I was gonna. It's big. Because we don't really get that a lot to see a woman's rags to riches story. It's big because women need to see that. Like they need to see that to feel like I can do it too.
Yeah, no, like I was telling you before, you know, I love it. I love being able to see, you know, you and Renika and even Mina and just telling y'all stories. I enjoy it because I think that as men, I can't tell a lady's story like you can tell.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can write one.
Right.
It'd be good. It's great.
Right.
But you can tell it from your perspective better than I can.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I believe that. Now, I believe that a man can tell a story just like a woman can tell a man's story. I believe that. Of
but
course,
we can make it more relatable because we know the part that hurt us more or that bothered us more or that was the straw that broke. We can tell more relatable details. I think that's what it is.
And I think if you're an open-minded, you know, director, you know, for birthday behavior, I was very open-minded, me and T, and letting the ladies tell us. You know, like, hey, I know y'all want this, but in reality,
it would go like that. Yeah.
And we were like, okay, let's do it. Because our main goal was to be authentic to the story that we're telling, you know, and we're telling a story for y'all. So y'all tell us what y'all would react in that situation. What would you do? And they tell us, like, this is what I would do. Okay, cool, let's do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think if you open-minded and you bring that to the table, I think that's what really makes things work. But just y'all being an inspiration, like my daughter can look at ladies in the industry and say, you know, not only is my dad, but there's women that look like me making movies. So, you know what I'm saying? They're telling stories, and I want to do that too.
I agree.
So I think it's dope. You know. So cheers to you guys.
Well, thank you.
Cheers to y'all. Cheers
thank
to y'all.
you.
This little Moscato.
Listen, I'm like,
me a little woozy. This shit got me a little woozy. Little woo. No. So how does Lisa Brown balance family, films, and business? Because I congrats to you. Let me say congrats. Because you just opened up Plush Production Studios, correct?
I did.
Congrats to that.
Thank
Salute
you.
to that.
Thank you.
How do you balance all those things?
I don't.
Damn.
Like, it's...
Yeah.
That is the hardest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
Because I have so much going on. We are literally going from set to set to set. In between sets is what's going on with the studio. I'm used to going out of town. I'm used to traveling. Next week will be my first time going out of town for just downtime.
Oh, just to chill and kick the feet up and relax.
Just chill, kick my feet up and relax. I'm not taking my computer or anything because at some point you have to stop yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Now don't get shocked when you go a day in and you be like, you know, I should bought that damn computer.
I know, and that's why I said I might take it while I'm sitting here talking because I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Because I've tried that.
I know, and that's what I'm so scared of. Or here come an emergency email, the file is on my computer. You know what? I might take my computer, but I won't cut it on.
Yeah. My wife gets mad when we go on vacation. She be like, she looks at me and I have that computer. I just have to bring it. I have to hide it now to bring it with us.
Yeah.
She don't play.
Yeah.
Like, so I have to do 3 a.m. stuff.
Is it ever? That's the hardest thing to me is trying to balance that out.
It is.
The good thing for me is like my kids are my best friends, and I brought them into this world. Yeah. So now they're here with me.
Well, you're lucky. My children are still little, so I miss wrestling meets. I'm going through that phase. I gotta miss wrestling meets. I gotta miss cheerleading. I gotta miss this. So, but I will say this. You know, shout out to my amazingly beautiful wife who holds the family down. She makes the kids understand that it's not like I'm an absent dad. They really do like have a great relationship with me because of her. Okay. You know what I'm saying? She makes sure they understand that, you know, your father is working, your father is providing, your father's doing these things. You know, so shout out to her because without her, you know, it'd be haywire. I
am glad that I didn't get into this until my kids were grown. Yeah. Because that would be tough for me.
It'd be difficult.
Because I've never missed any of their things. Yeah. Okay. Never.
Right. Don't make me feel LB. You make me feel worse. Now, come on, now. I had to miss.
Because this is going to be here. So that's why it's like, okay,
no.
Don't miss too many moments.
No, I don't. But, you know, it comes from the territory.
It
but
does.
I definitely do make sure I'm there as much as I can for my kids. And I gotta, we do things together. I make up for it.
Yeah.
But in building something, that's what comes to territory.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're right.
I'm gonna FaceTime you on set.
Yeah.
I'll make it up
right.
to you when I get home or later on. So,
yeah.
What's the driving force to continuously make films? I mean, you've done so much. What keeps you going, driving to keep making films? You put the family on. You've rised up above everything that's trying to strike you down. You've maneuvered through the negativity and the crap that comes with this. What is still pushing you to keep making films like if you've never made one?
They say them broke days.
Oh. I can remember them days. I can remember them.
That would be, I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
And I think the other half is seeing how high I can go. It's like, okay, you did this. Can you do this? Can you do this? It's always, I challenge myself once I complete one thing.
Yep.
Well, what can you do now? Okay, you've done that. Great. Kudos to you. Now, how can you go higher? And it's always a want to achieve more.
Yeah, I always say that when you stop challenging yourself, that's when you're gonna start having problems.
Yeah.
I use Denzel for an example. I think that he's one of the greatest actors to ever live, and I truly believe he still to this day challenges himself.
Yeah. He
challenges himself constantly, and I think that's what greatness is. Constantly challenging yourself, trying to make yourself better. So,
I agree.
So what's in store for Lisa Brown in 2023? What we expecting? Because I know Dirty D Season 2 dropping, premiering April 1st, so go get your tickets April 1st.
Go get your
Dirty
tickets
D
right
Season
now.
2 premiering. Go get them right now. But what else is coming out?
So we have Karma,
Yep.
which we just wrapped the other day, my son's second movie.
Yep. Shout out to him. For that.
Kiba, she has her movie coming up that I'll be on her set.
Okay.
My godson and my goddaughter both are dropping movies or shooting in March and April. I'm taking a month off, somewhere in between, and want to start on the second series.
Oh.
Maybe.
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be from one of your books or just something from scratch?
Something from scratch.
Okay.
I have another little small story I want to do that's more about social media awareness. Probably in June.
Yeah.
I literally.
So as it come, it go.
And it literally, I will sit here and don't know what I'm gonna do, and I will wake up tomorrow and have a whole script in my head.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
No, it ain't. That's the writer's mind.
It never stops.
No,
so definitely, that's my biggest plan is a second series. Of course, I'm gonna start writing out the Dirty D3. I'm gonna try to. You know what I really would want to do?
What's that?
A Dirty D McGraw crossover. I feel like that would go so dumb.
Like they do in with the Chicago Med and
exactly.
Chicago PD. Yeah.
Tyler Perry has his show where he crosses.
Does he cross over?
He does. The Oval and Sisters.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. They
are all connected. I think that's so dope. I think that would turn the city out.
Oh no, it'll turn the city all the way up now. You know that. So, what is when it's all said and done, everything's over with? What is your legacy you want to leave here?
That I never gave up.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
That I never gave up.
That's number one. That's number one right there. That's number one.
If that's anything I want to be remembered for is, God, she went through so much and she never gave up. Yeah. And hopefully that inspires other women, men, whoever, never give up.
Never give up. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I enjoyed this conversation so much. I wish we had more time, but you know.
Yeah, we can sit here and just talk.
My guys over there saying 35. You're 35. You're at 40. So no, but I appreciate you. I'm proud to even say that. You know, we know each other, man. I'm honored, and I always gonna be a big supporter of you. You know,
Thank
I love
you.
what you're doing, and
Thank you.
your family and everybody over.
Thank
you know, at your production company, man. It's nothing but love and support from us. So we thank you for coming.
Thank you. You know I love you guys to death.
Yeah, appreciate it. So, hey, listen up. Thank you for joining me with Drinks with Coach today. I want to thank my guest, Lisa Brown. She do her thing. I love her. I love what she doing. And check it out, man. I'm Thomas L. Harris, a.k.a. Coach, and I'm your host. And, you know, you was with us with Drinks with Coach, and this wine got me a little woozy. That's my last Whittington voice. Shout out to y'all, man. Till next time. That was good. I enjoyed it. This did give me a little woozy. I ain't gonna lie. It did give me a little woozy.